Gosh, Jarita Frazier King, I've known you now for a number of years. And so we're so grateful to have you on the program tonight.
Yes.
To talk about all these great things that you have going on.
Yeah.
And so my first question, and this is a setup, is I have been told that there's a really great event coming soon.
Yes.
To Natchez on Broadway. Tell us, what is this?
Yes, this year is actually the 5th annual Soul Food Fusion Festival. And just thank you to you, Mr. Mayor, for all of your support, all of the years you've been supporting the Soul Food Fusion Festival. You and I go way back before you were Mr. Mayor.
I know.
When you were Mr. Dan. You still Mr. Dan. But
right.
Yes, this is the 5th annual Soul Food Fusion Festival, which is our annual fundraiser for the nonprofit Southwest Wellness Association of Mississippi. And so this year we're excited to be celebrating a milestone year. We will be there on the Natchez Bluff this year. It's still the White Linen Community Dining Table Experience. We are the only festival that we know of in the whole state of Mississippi that is set up to where you have a community dining table, a true community table, and everybody wears their white and come and we be just like family at the table. And so this year we will be there on the 21st, September 21st, starting at 6 o'clock. We're going to go until 11 o'clock this year. We're not going to be behind the Natchez Grand. We're going to be more down on the bluff in the parking lot. Going to block that off, and we're just going to have a good time and just kind of have music, food, and wine on the river.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So what is the date again?
It's September the 21st.
I mean, that's coming up fast.
It's coming up fast. It's really coming up fast.
That's on a Saturday evening.
That's on a Saturday evening.
Weather's going to be beautiful.
Yes.
We've already put in our request for beautiful fall weather.
Yes.
Jarita, I remember when you used to have this in June on Commerce Street, and it would be so hot, yet everybody was always having a great time. It's even better now that you're having it in the fall.
Yes, it's much cooler. And we were doing it in June. Prior to that, it was not a national holiday. It's Juneteenth weekend. And so we wanted to be respectful of the holiday and also have it when it was a little bit cooler because we are outside and June is just too hot. But we moved to the bluff to where we could have more room and then that way we didn't have to have the businesses to kind of interfere with the business. As a small business owner, I didn't want to interfere with anybody's business because we always party and have a good time. So
I know.
We didn't want to interfere.
The party goes on. All right, so my first question, you always have music. Y'all are going to have some music playing this time?
We're going to have Bass Rhythm and Grooves. They're going to be our band. We're going to have a live band.
Wow.
We have social media influencers coming in from New Orleans and in Jackson. Mr. Daryl of Daryl's World, he's going to be our host this year. We're going to have a lot of line dancing going on. So if you want to come and learn how to do a few line dances, come on to the festival.
My wife, Marla, loves line dancing.
Yes, so we're going to have some of that going on. We have our sponsors, Black Girl Magic Wines, the McBride Sisters, Title Wine sponsors, and we have a few other sponsors that were connections made through the Food and Wine Festival that will be coming. And so we're just glad to have their support with the festival. And like I said, we're just trying to get everybody out to get awareness. As you know, myself and Miss Betty Bell will be opening as soon as we can get in the Frazier Extended Education Center to do community and workforce programming there in the center.
That's great.
To get people to be able to have small certificates that they can get within less than 12 weeks and go to work.
That's awesome.
Yes.
We need that.
Yes.
Hey, before we get too far on into the program, though, I want listeners to make sure you're sharing this and that we have all the facts right. Date, time, and location again.
The date is September the 21st on the Natchez Bluff. It will start at 6 o'clock p.m. Wear your white. Come with an empty stomach and make sure that and if you're going to sample a lot, make sure you bring 2 extra people with you to have a designated driver.
So there you go. Hey, before we move on, because I do want to talk workforce development with you, and I also want to talk more about your nonprofit, the Southwest Mississippi Wellness Association.
Right.
But first, this is a very important question. what food items can we expect on the 21st of September?
We have a couple of local entrepreneurs that I'm including this year. I wanted to give them an opportunity to showcase their items.
Yes.
So we'll have a dessert vendor. We have one young man, he's coming from Woodville, Mr. Terrell, and he's going to set up, he has some great fajita fries. We're going to have hot tamales from a local vendor here.
Wow.
I will be doing 3 items. I'm going to do jerk chicken, shrimp and grits, and something else. It's gonna be a surprise. It's gonna be good.
It's always, whatever you touch, it's always good.
And we're gonna have 2 more people set up. But like I said, this year we wanted to give them an opportunity to not only just put their dishes up there for people to come around and sample, they'll also get to sell and market themselves too.
Right.
And so if anybody else would like to participate, small business, you want to market yourself, we have a Friday night event, which is free and open to the public. It's Barbecue Blues and Brews there on the lot on MLK. And this is a family event. You could bring the kids. We're going to have a little space jump there.
Oh,
and it's going to be from 6 to 10. And so it'll be just something fun for people to do.
And that's on Friday night.
And that's on Friday night.
On the 20th.
Yeah, on the 20th at 408 North Dr. MLK Jr. Street at our place. And so we're just going to kind of do that as a community event. We have someone coming to do a clothing drive. We're going to have voter registration. We're going to have a lot of good things going on. So it's going to be a really community event on Friday. Saturday is more for the grown folks, but Friday is more of a family event. You bring your lawn chairs. You can bring your own coolers and sit out there on the lot. We're going to have music going and everything. And so Friday is a community event.
And that's right across from Westgate Funeral Home.
Yes.
And that is also where Jarita's restaurant is. She and Rod have, tell me again the name of it.
It's Soul Fusion Natchez because it houses Natchez Heritage School of Cooking and Rod's Grill and Chill. And that's what he just come grill. He grill and you can chill.
Yeah.
But we Monday through Friday we're open with small blue plate specials. And on Sunday, we do a Sunday buffet. So we're closed on Saturday. We'll start doing classes pretty soon.
Do you still make those good hamburgers with crinkle cut fries?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do still make the hamburgers. Where Rob makes them.
Oh, man, they are so good. Well, Jarita, talking about workforce development, actually, very early this morning, I was emailing some back and forth with Malcolm Ennis here at WTYJ about the news report that's come out about Mississippi's job participation rate being among the lowest in the nation. And, you know, we look around here in Natchez, and it is true, according to those statistics, they're saying that only 47% of able-bodied citizens here in Natchez are actually working. You know, though, I've done some research on this, and I found out that there are possibly some things that skew these statistics. And it's good to get this out there. Number one, it does not differentiate from, that's a word, isn't it? It doesn't differentiate between those retirees who are under 65. In other words, we've got a lot of people in our community who have been able to retire from the school system or as public workers for the city, the county, earlier than some people. And so technically, according to that, they are employable,
but they're unemployed.
But they're retired.
We were having conversation earlier about, although we are considered a certified retirement community, we have a large community of that 35 to 45-year-old, like you said, who are retiring earlier or who may be entrepreneurs that may want to pick up a second career, or you have people who can work from home. And so all of those things are factors for people, or either they are working seasonally. And so when they're going in and out, they're considered, you know, as unemployed, but they are actually employable.
So that can skew the numbers.
Yes.
Another thing that skews the numbers, stay-at-home moms. We've got a lot of stay-at-home moms in our community, and they're employed. They probably have the hardest job of all of us.
Indeed. Yes, indeed.
And so understanding that, I don't think that the numbers are as bad as some people say, because I look around and I really don't see the numbers of able-bodied people not working. I don't think that it's fair to say, oh, they're just sitting on the couch. I really think the numbers are kind of skewed.
Right, and I think a lot of times too, we think of terms of employment and people that may just need skills, and so those are some things that we want to help to work on through the center. We're going to have a dispatching class coming up with our partner out of Jackson, DSC Truck Driving Training Academy.
Right.
And I just want to say Ms. Williams is doing a great job working with the school district to get that next generation of workers going right now. But we're looking at targeting probably some of those stay-at-home moms, because those are jobs that they can stay at home and do.
Yeah.
And so that class will be coming up at the end of the month. If we're not at Fraser Center, of course, we'll just open the doors up with a restaurant, or we'll find a space to do it. But it's going to be a 4-day class. And once they have that certificate, they can then work from home and work for a company, or either try to start some of their own business. And
that's great.
We have a lot of entrepreneurs too. I think that probably skew the numbers that are not being reported.
I know. Yeah, we do.
So we can find better ways to try to capture
we have a
those
lot
numbers.
of people in the service industry also who are 1099 employees, and but I will say this, anytime you look at the digital copy of the Natchez Democrat, you'll see these digital ads, and a recurring ad lately is an ad sponsored by several large employers in this city that say now hiring. What that tells me is there are jobs out there. I try to keep up with Indeed.com and our zip code, and I'll plug in 20, 30 miles from our zip code to get a radius. And always there are several hundred open jobs. So part of the issue is, Jarita, exactly what you're attempting to solve, having the skills that these employers need.
Right. And it doesn't require you all the time to have a college degree either.
No.
And so that's another thing we can look at, retooling how we think about, extended education and higher education. Because you can have a certificate or a 2-year degree. If I wasn't scared of snakes, I'd be a plumber, but I'm scared of snakes. Plumbers make really good money.
And they also get really dirty.
Yes,
I've crawled under enough houses.
I wouldn't mind the dirt, but it's scared of
I've reached a
snakes.
place now, Jarita, I don't mind writing that check.
You stay in the kitchen, young
I am. I'm going to stay in the kitchen.
She is so talented.
But plumbers, I was like, we need more plumbers, more electricians. Especially in this summertime right now. Let your air go out.
Oh my goodness.
And electricians
HVAC people are not hurting for business, are they? I tell you what. That Maytag repairman may be sitting at home alone, but hey, none of these HVAC contractors and electricians are. I've got to say this now, Jarita. I want to switch now to talking about the nonprofit you have. This event, and some people may just be tuning in, remind everybody about your great event on September 21st.
Yeah, so again, this is the Soul Food Fusion Festival. It's the 5th annual Soul Food Fusion Festival, and this is our biggest fundraiser for our nonprofit. Like we say, we will have the dispatching class come up. We want to do 2 scholarships. That class is $550. We want to offer 2 scholarships. So we're trying to fundraise money so that we can do more programs. We can bring more programs, and we'll be able to help provide funding for people to be able to be a part of those programs.
That's wonderful. If you're just tuning in, our guest is Jarita King. Some of you remember her as Jarita Frazier King. In fact, her dad is a dear friend of mine. We we tie up occasionally. We're both Tauruses after all.
Well, you know what? No, we do too. Me and him. So don't feel like
and
the
we
long
both
range.
love our city. But I tell you, I love working with Alderman Frazier, Billy Joe Frazier, who's now in his 3rd term. And so, Jarita, this Southwest Mississippi Mental Health Association, tell us more about that and your vision behind getting this going.
Yes, and so like I said, when we look at community, we don't want to look at it as just, economics or just this. A lot of times, a lot of outside deterrents make a difference on a person's mental wellness. And so one thing that can be economics, but if you're not mentally well, then you can't be well for your family.
Right.
And so we wanted to look at targeting things that would help the community or a family as a whole be well. And so that's why we wanted to look at doing more educational programming. We wanted to look at what type of things could we bring to help bring wellness to the community. Also, too, we of course do community cooking classes and things like that. Life skills is very needed. As you know, a lot of those things, they are being taught, but they're not being taught like they were when
Right.
you know, I was little. When you got 12 years old, you had to know your way around the kitchen. And so we're seeing this with young men and young women, not having those basic life skills, and so that can be, you know, a problem. And so, like I said, we wanted to see how we could do things to bring wellness in the community as a whole, and that's part of our mission is, you know, mind, body, and soul, treating the whole. And so that would be different ways through educational programming and offering things that can help you just have a better community. So,
you know, I study these numbers because it's of great interest to me, because I want to see people do better. And mental illness, mental health has become more and more an issue in our society. And there are various things that are triggering this and creating an escalation. And one of those is sadly social media. Our younger people who are growing up unable to really deal with the society we have. They hide in the cocoon of social media, but now it's become a platform for bullying, and a lot of bad stuff, you know, happens online. And that's sad, because that affects their self-image,
right.
and that can lead to depression. Another thing that is contributing to this is unemployment and financial issues and burdens. And it is proven, you know, money can't buy you love, money can't buy you happiness, but I will tell you, it sure helps. Because I have had some, and I've had none. And I do prefer to have some.
We are full of jokes.
And but you know, we have to try to keep our sense of humor.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because that to me is a real key to mental health right there. Is keeping a sense of humor. But we have to understand, and just being totally serious, we have individuals in our community right now who are suffering financially.
Sure.
And that is affecting them mentally, especially dads who are struggling to take care of a family, moms who have such a burden on them because sometimes the dad is absent. We have also an issue in our whole state and our whole country where we have children growing up without real direction.
Right.
And that is causing them to look for other
outlets. Yes.
And one of those outlets, sadly, is drug addiction.
Yes.
And drug addiction is bringing on so much unnecessary mental illness in our society.
Right.
And so when you say, Jarita, the body, health, you know, mind, soul, say that again. You said it so well.
We want to look at treating the community, mind, body, and soul. And so that's, like you said, Mr. Mayor, one thing that we're looking at. I have 3 daughters, a teenage daughter, and coping skills for them. A lot of times they lack the coping skills or those positive outlets to go to. And that's one thing that my partner, Miss Betty Bell, does really well. She has Pretty Girls with Brains organization and that mentorship. And we see that lacking sometimes in our community, just people to reach out. And so we are trying to work with other people maybe outside of our city and looking at what they're doing to try to bring some people in that can do some mentoring or programming to where we can try to direct them or put them with somebody that can help them. A couple of the D9 organizations, they also have mentorship groups as well too. And so I think that sometimes them just having a positive outlet or somebody to talk to, I think that's a lot of times what we do. Kids are not like they were when we were little. I
Right.
found that out the hard way with my daughters. But I think a lot of times that what I'm hearing from them is nobody's listening.
Yeah.
And so we want to be able to have that. I think that we could really use that in community, use that among our youth is how can we communicate and effectively engage with one another. I would really like to see that done with the arts. And I think that there's some groups that are doing some of that work and bringing them in to do that. To how can we really do active listening between our adults and youth. Sometimes I know that a lot of people talk about the church, and I mean, I love the Lord, you know, I'm a Christian, but
Amen.
sometimes we may have to get the church to come out,
That's
you know,
right.
of the church, of the building.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because we are the church, you know that, but
That's right.
come out of the building and get more engaged into the community. So that means we may have to go where the people are, you
Yeah.
know, and meet them where they are. And so that's one thing that we want to work on is to bring some people in. We reached out to a few people. We just waiting on some phone calls back. We might have to call you and get you to send a letter on our behalf. Sometimes some people move a little bit faster for the mayor.
I'm always honored to do it, Trudy.
So, but that's what we're looking at, trying to do that as well. To, of course, like I said, offering those life skill classes for young men and young women. I talked to the men at the high school, the automotives class, and I told him, I said, well, I would like for you to come and do a class for young women to teach them how to get around their car. And he said, but you would be surprised the young men that need it too. And I wasn't thinking in those terms because I just assuming young men should know these things.
Oh.
But they don't, because like you said, sometimes they may not have that role model or
That role model.
that man around to show them those things. So we want to do all of those types of programming. So like I said, that would be, we wanted to look at how we can get with Miss Kathleen Bonds and probably do like a tourism program for youth students and have them to be active tour guides around town, the mega Evers in their community. So that would give them a sense of ownership in their town, give them a sense of ownership in the community, and give them a sense of pride about themselves.
That's great. That is great.
Yeah.
You're really on to something, and I applaud you for always being someone who is an activist out there making it happen. So many people, you know, sit around and talk about our problems, but you're out there making a difference. And you're doing it as busy as you are, being a mom, being a wife, being so involved with your family, your parents, and your nephew. We got to give a shout out to Keeman. He's become one of my favorite people. If y'all don't know who I'm talking about, I'm talking about the only one, Keeman Frazier. He actually just graduated, and he is a real special individual.
Yes.
Who, when he graduated, I was there, Natchez High School, and the whole place erupted for Keeman. And he is so handsome and well-spoken.
And that's another part of our community too, is
Yeah.
having things for our special needs community. We
Yeah.
really, really, really want to make sure that we are targeting that community
Yeah.
too, because we do have special needs people in our community, and we want to make sure that we have outlets and we're providing things for them as well too. And that's a great program they have. Keeman is working at the hospital,
Right.
and he is autistic.
Project Search.
Yes,
I saw him last week.
Yes, he is autistic, but
Yeah.
he doesn't let autism define
No.
him. And so he's working.
He
said he's-
introduced me to all of his coworkers.
yeah, he said he needs a job because he don't want to be homeless. So he has a plan.
Oh, listen, he's an inspiration. How much time have we got, Mr. Leon?
You got about 6 minutes.
6 minutes, okay. You'll let us know, because I want to say this. You know, the special needs community is real dear to my heart, because I have a special needs brother.
Okay.
And he's very happy and lives up in Kilmichael, Mississippi.
Okay.
But growing up with him made me a different person. I'll always be grateful for Bob and the witness he's been to me in my life. Such a optimistic, caring, kind, and hardworking person.
Is he older than you or younger?
He's older than me, but growing up, you know, we were pretty close. In school, he was actually just one grade ahead of me. And so I became known as Bob's brother.
Oh, yeah.
So we had our 40-year Merla reunion last year, and nobody wanted to know about me. They all wanted to know about Bob. let me say this though, talking about our community, I always like to really give a shout out to all the positive things. And isn't it wonderful that our school system here, Natchez Adams School District, is putting some serious money into the secular building to create an arts school there. And we already are one of the only high schools, well really, it's elementary through high school, we have a strings orchestra program.
They are good too.
They're good.
They
We're one
are
of the
good.
only school systems in the state that has this. Of course, they have chorus, they have band, just amazing, and their dance team is fantastic. What do we call our dance team?
The blue and gold girls.
The blue and gold girls. I got to surprise them at one of their practices back in the early spring, and I got a nice video of them and the band performing. It was awesome. We have so much going on in our school system to be excited about, not only at our public schools, but also our parochial schools, private schools, our charter school. Just a lot of good things happening here in Natchez. But may I highlight something that now is in the works that people need to be excited about, a career academy. We already, one of the first and only systems in the state to have a Natchez Early College, where they graduate with both a high school diploma and an associate's degree.
Right.
And that high school is rated in the top 25 of over 500 high schools in the state of Mississippi. Just graduated over 40 this past May. Do you know they're now starting that for the trade schools, where they have the Fallon Center, and they can partner, I know, with you and others, so that when these students graduate with a diploma, if college isn't their route, then they graduate with a trade certificate, and they can go immediately into the work world. How great is that?
And they're having coding over there too.
Yes.
So they're going to be having coding, which is a career. And so, like I said, the high school is doing computer coding. They're doing a great job at, like I said, making sure they're going to have that next generation of workforce ready when they come out of school. And I can't say enough about Natchez Early College Academy. All three of my daughters, two graduated from there, and one is in there now. She in ninth grade. And so it's a great program, and both graduated with that associate's degree.
Wonderful.
And they went to college 2 years. One is a nurse, and the other one is about to graduate with a degree from Alcorn.
That's amazing.
The Natural Resource Conservation. She already has a job in California. So,
Jarita, I really salute you and Rod. You've been great parents, and I've seen your girls growing up working, following in your footsteps, to be hardworking members of our community.
Yes,
And you know, Alcorn is now about to open an advanced coding academy at their Natchez campus, working with our Department of Workforce Development, and we're grateful for that.
Yeah.
And Tawana Williams has done a really good job.
Great job.
People say, well, what do you think about having all these different programs? I say the more the better. Because it means that our community is meeting a need, and that is a significant need. Well, we're down to the last 2 minutes.
And we want to do a ticket giveaway from the city side.
All right.
Mr. Leon, do you want to put some collars on and say the fifth caller? Can we take a caller or no? You can't take a caller?
No, because they're waiting for the music.
Okay, the music. Okay. Well, we can leave it.
How you want, whatever you want to do with them, to be honest.
I can wait around. I can wait around if you want me to wait around, and we can do it with them.
Let's do it. Whatever y'all work out.
And we'll give it away from the city. Two tickets to the Soul Food Fusion Festival, because they are a sponsor of the festival and have been since its inception. And I just want to say thank you for always supporting the festival and what we have going. So.
Honored to do it. So before we sign off, folks, I'm just so grateful to be with my friend Jarita Frazier King, and we're talking about this amazing event, our white linen night table. The table's always beautiful. It's a diverse gathering, just a wonderful evening of community, and this will be held again on the Saturday evening, 6 p.m., September 21st, and it'll be held on the Bluff. And I just can't wait. And your Soul Food Fusion You know, that's an interesting name. Where'd you get that name?
It's just a blend of all of the heritage and culture. We'll have all kinds of food, Jamaican, Mexican, all kinds of food there. So it's just a blend. It wasn't just for, when you think soul food, people just think black people, but soul food is everybody and what makes you feel good. So
it's definitely me. I grew up on cornbread every other night. If it wasn't cornbread, it was biscuits. And we had fried chicken at least 3 times a week. My mama was a good cook. Listen, Jarita, God bless you.
Thank you.
And your daughters and Rod and your family. Thank you for all you're doing for our community. We're there to support you, to love you, to pray for you.
Yeah.
And with that said, thank you. God bless Natchez.
Thank you.